Okay, so today we're going to be discussing the AdMaths paper from Melaka. Okay, and we're going to look at paper 2. And for AdMaths, I'm going to do the same style that I did with Negeri Sembilan lah. Saya hanya akan bagi clue, bagi soalan-soalan yang panjang dan kamu kena buat itu pengiraan sendirilah. What I will do is I will provide you the answer also, so that at least you have a guide lah. Okay, macam mana mau buat ini. Okay, so diagram 1 below shows the entrance ticket price for a science and technology experiment. Okay, pretty similar, ni hampir sama dengan soalan yang kita buat with the Negeri Sembilan one. Okay, which is the, I can't remember that question, but you know, it's the same thing. We seem to be seeing this trend a lot. Okay, for the X, Y, Z questions, we seem to be seeing that, oh, okay, students have to form the equation. Okay, if the simultaneous equation question is x squared, you know, is a quadratic equation question, sometimes okay, you may be required to, but we find that the x, y, z questions, students will have to form the equation. Okay, so first one is a total of 120 visitors, okay, visited the exhibition on a particular day. Okay, so let's assign our students as x, adults as Y, and senior citizens as Z. But up to you lah. Kalau kamu mau terbalikkan, kamu adults yang X kah, murid yang Y kah, up to you lah. Okay, I'm just going to use murid as X, dewasa Y, and then senior citizen as Z. So total of 120 visited per day. So that's our first equation, which will be X plus Y plus Z equals to 120. Okay, that will be the first one. Second sentence, on that day, the total collection, okay, total collection obtained from ticket sales was 775. So jumlah bayaran tiket, okay, adalah 775. So if every student is 5 ringgit, so it will be 5x. Every adult is 10 ringgit, so it will be 10y. Plus 7.5z will be equal to 775 ringgit. So this is the second equation. Okay, 5x plus 10y plus 7.5z equals to 775. Okay, then the number of students visiting the fair, okay, was twice the total adults and senior citizens. Okay, twice the total adults. Okay, so the number of students is x. Okay, I'm going to use x now. So x is equals to twice the number of the total of adults and senior citizens, which is 2 times y plus z. Okay, or kalau kamu mau tulis dengan cantik sikit, it will be x equals to 2y plus 2z. So here we have the 3 equations. X plus y equals to 120, x plus y plus z is 120, 5x plus 10y plus 7.5z equals to 775, and lastly is x equals to 2y plus 2z. Okay, then kamu buat the simultaneous equations. Okay, I'm not going to do it here because this is your work now. Okay, saya hanya bagi guide sahajalah. Okay, and you should be able to get these 3 answers, 80, 30, and 10. It's a very straightforward question lah. Okay, I think. So far of the many papers kan, Melaka yang agak senang lah. Okay, there's only like maybe 2 questions which are a little bit challenging, but the Negeri Sembilan paper is tougher. Okay, the Negeri Sembilan paper, I remember we were doing it, it's quite tough lah. Okay, but this Melaka paper, the paper 2, okay, paper 2, it's not too bad lah, quite straightforward. Banyak soalan yang agak rutin, kalau kamu banyak menjawab, okay, sudah. Okay, question number 2. Okay, if you have any questions, please don't forget to just type it in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself lah. Or if you find that I made a mistake, please let me know. Okay. Baiklah, quadratic function. Okay, then we see this form once again, okay, in which h and k are constant, has a minimum point of this. Okay, so we need to know this. Okay, now since our a is a positive number, so we know that our graph will look something like this lah. Okay, will probably look something like this, where this one is, kalau di sini adalah negative h, the coordinate will be positive h. Okay, this is the single most important thing that people always forget, but you have to remember this. Okay, for x coordinate saja yang sangat special. Yang kita kena ubah tanda yang di dalam bracket dan di dalam coordinate, mesti berlainan. Okay, but for the y coordinate, totally no problem. Okay, it will just be positive k. Okay, now at the same time, it also tells you that the minimum point is 2t and 3t squared. Oh, sorry. Wait, hold on. I made a mistake. Sorry. I forgot. The format, okay, the format for this h and k, okay, is fx equals to ax plus p squared plus q. Notice that the a, okay, is separated from the q. Okay, it has already been, this one lah. But in our equation here, the 2 is times everything. So the first thing actually we have to do is to bring everything, to open the bracket lah. So we will get fx equals to 2x minus h squared plus 2k. Okay, my mistake. So that's why this coordinate is 2k. Okay, and so from there, you can state the value of h and k in terms of t. Sebab ini dua adalah benda yang sama. Okay, so first is h equals to 2t and 2k equals to 3t squared. So k will be equals to 3 over 2t squared. Our two answers lah. Okay, ini is too easy lah this question. 2 marks only. So saya bagi terus jawapan lah. Okay, dengan dia punya ini. But the important thing here is this the fundamentals of the quadratic function, kalau dia melibatkan the graph, is that you need to make sure that the format follow this one. So kalau kamu nampak dalam soalan kan dia letak itu bracket di depan because they want you to be able to see that these two and the bracket is there. Okay, so that you can multiply it in. Okay, jadi jangan lupa perkara itulah. Okay, if t equals to 2, okay, sketch the graph of fx domain -4 and -4 to 6. Okay, so what we can do is, first of all, of course, we need to substitute the 2 to find the value of the minimum point. Okay, so if t equals to 2, then you will get 2t and 3t squared. Bahkan kalau kita sub 2 di dalam, kita akan dapat 4, and then 3 times 2 squared will be 12. Okay, so that's the first thing. So you know that the minimum point of the graph is 4 and 12. Okay, so that's the first one. So dan ini sketch sajalah, so dia sangat senang. 4 and 12. Kalau sini 4, and then suka hati saya letak sini 12, so I know that it is here, and it is a minimum graph. Okay, so it will most likely be something like this. Okay, so now the thing is, whenever you whenever you sketch a graph, you need to show minimum 3 points lah. Okay, you need to show minimum 3 points, just to make sure that you have this one correct lah. And so we find that when they give the domain, -4 is less than x is less than 6. I mean, x is between -4 and 6 bahkan. Actually, ini -4 dan 6 sudah diberi dengan kamu. And you can actually substitute it. Okay, you can substitute it into the equation. Because you already have the value of h and you already have the value of k, which is 4 and 12. Okay, so our function now is fx equals to 2x minus 4 squared plus 12. Okay, this is now the function. Remember, 2k is 12. Okay, so jangan kau tulis di sana 2 darab 12 lah. So you substitute x equals to -4 because -4 is the smallest one. Okay. So when you substitute x equals to -4, you will get y equals to 140. So that's one coordinate. -4, 140. Okay. Then after that, substitute x equals to 6 because paling hujung di sini adalah 6. So x equals to 6, you will get y equals to 20. Then all you need to do is just plot it lah. Okay, lebih kurang begitu saja. Kamu agak-agak sajalah. Okay, so obviously the 140 is very high lah. Okay, so let me just rub this off a bit. Okay, so let me make it a little bit higher. So let's just say I put here lah, okay, negative 440, and then over here, okay, 6 and 20. Okay, then bahagian ini kamu padam. Kenapa kamu padam? Sebab soalan minta, the question asks for between negative 4 and 6 only. So selebihnya itu jangan juga kamu lukis. Okay, kasih tinggal je macam ni. And it is a sketch. Okay, it is only a sketch. Okay, minimum is 4 and 12. Okay, so it is only a sketch, so it doesn't have to be so like, oh, kenapa ini 12 dan 140 sangat jauh. It is only a sketch. Okay, a sketch should only show, of course, the minimum or the maximum point must be shown, and then show two other points. Okay, there are many ways to get to other points. I can also, kalau saya mau, saya pun boleh cari bah ini pintasan pada paksi Y. I can find the y-intercept if I want. But what's the point? Because the question already give us negative 4 sampai 6. Bagus kita guna dua titik tersebut. Kan, untuk memudahkan kerja kita. Okay, C. Using the same value of T in question 2B. Okay, guna soalan yang sama. Find the range of N such that the equation fx equals to N has real roots. Oh, sorry. Okay. Real roots, when we see real roots, then we need to say that b squared minus 4ac is more and equal to 0. So dua-dua adalah real. It doesn't say real and different or real and the same lah. It just says real. So you have to put the equal sign, okay, because it is real. Okay, so of course this one you have to, kita kena kembangkan inilah. So we will get, okay, we're going to use this equation, okay, because dia cakap use the same value of t in question 2b. Okay, so use the same equation, tapi dia cakap fx equals to n. So 2x minus 4 squared plus 12 equals to n. Okay, then kamu kembang, okay, and what you will get is 2x squared minus 16x plus 44 minus n equals to 0. Okay, sini A, ini B, ini adalah C, dan kamu masukkan ke dalam B squared minus 4AC is more than 0. Okay, lepas kamu buat itu, do, then you will get N is more than 12. Okay, N is more than 12. So, this question is a little bit, kalau kamu tidak biasa, okay, dengan soalan ni, it can be a little bit challenging lah. But I think that it still can be quite done lah. It's still quite straightforward. Dia tidak begitu terlalu rumit lah. I feel that it's not very complicated. Okay. All right. Number 3. This one is even more straightforward. Diagram 2 shows the location of Joe's house, which is coordinate -1 and 4, and his office, which is coordinate k and 7 in the Cartesian plane. Okay, and then it says that OP and PR are two roads that are perpendicular. Okay, when you see perpendicular and you see coordinate geometry, you immediately should know the M1, M2 equals to -1. Okay, because you know that it is this one. Okay, so obviously the first question will be find the equation of PR. Okay, so when we want to find equation, we need to have one titik, okay, and the gradient. But we cannot count the gradient from here because of this value of k. Macam mana kita mau kira gradient bahkan sebab k di sana. So the other alternative is to depend on this lah. We can use this gradient. Okay, use this gradient, which is -4. Okay, you're gonna get -4. Okay, count it yourself lah. Okay, and then you will get this gradient is equals to 1/4. Okay, then you use this gradient and this titik, jangan dulu sebut dengan 2k lah. Okay, use the gradient and this one untuk membentuk the straight line of PR, which is this answer. Okay, y equals to 1/4x plus 17/4. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, next is the shortest distance between Joe's house and the office. The shortest distance is always a straight line. Okay, the shortest distance is always a straight line. So basically, it's just asking you to calculate the distance between Joe's house and his office. And this is a formula that actually you studied in Form 3, okay, which is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And then you square root the whole thing. Okay, but the problem is, macam mana saya mau cari ini nilai K? That's what the equation is for. Okay, that's what the equation is for. You substitute x equals to K, y equals to 7. Yeah, okay, and you will get the value of K sama dengan 11. Okay, bila kau dapat K value sama dengan 11, then you just substitute it into this equation, this formula, and then you can get the answer already. Okay, so again, quite straightforward. I don't think there's, I'm going to say this many times because really it's very straightforward paper. Okay, of course, you will need the practice. Okay, now the answer can either be square root of 153, or if you want to give the final answer as square root, 12.37 also can. Either one of the answers is accepted. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, traffic light T is located on the straight road PR such that PT and TR is 3 and 1. Okay, so whenever you see this and its coordinate geometry, you kind of know that you're looking at this formula, which is not given here. Yeah, it's not given. Okay, it's the, the jumping formula that we did the last time. I don't know when, last year, can't be last year. We studied the jumping formula. That's exactly it. Okay, so let me give you again. So this is P, and the T is somewhere here. Okay, and then this is R. And you know that P is -1 and 4. Okay, P is -1 and 4, correct. And then R is 11 and 7. Sini adalah 3, sini adalah 1. Macam mana kamu mau cari X dan Y ini? Okay, it is the very standard formula, the one yang lompat. Okay, yang kod ini darab dengan yang ini darab dengan yang ini. Okay, untuk mendapat koordinat X dan koordinat Y. So you will get the answer 8 for coordinate X and 25/4 for the Y coordinate. Okay, just jump. Of course, do the math, and I think you should be able to get the answer. Okay, number 4. Yeah, I'm going very fast because I want to finish this paper. Okay, saya mesti habis ni. So, saya bukan menunjuk jalan. Okay, saya bukan membuat semua jalan kerja untuk kamu. Tinggal kau salin, tidak. I'm just giving you the guide. Use the guide. If you want to watch this video again later, pause it, and then after that, try to work it out as you go along. Okay. All right. Tangent to the curve. Astaga. Okay. When you see the words tangent to the curve, you need to think about dy dx lah. Okay, dy dx, which is and the tangent now, when you calculate the dy dx, you need to is also the gradient. Now you have the curve y equals to -x cubed plus minus px squared, yada yada, and it says that it is parallel to the straight line. Okay, so what does parallel mean? Parallel means same gradient. And what is the gradient of this straight line? Obviously is -3. So what it is trying to tell you is that when x equals to -1, sini, okay, the dy dx is equals to -3. Okay, that's what this one sentence is telling you without telling you directly. It is actually telling you that you need to know this. The tangent to the curve at x equals to 1 is parallel to the straight line y equals to -3. One sentence alone, you have 3 pieces of information. X equals to -1, dy dx equals to -3 because it is parallel to this straight line. Okay, so when you read the question, read it properly and try to extract as much information you can. even if it is just one sentence. Okay, so you can dy dx this. Okay, you can dy dx this, kasih sama dy dx itu dengan -3, and you will get the answer p equals to -2. Okay, I'm not going to show this to you. So once you get p equals to -2, then you can find the equation of the tangent. Equation of tangent is you already have the dy dx, and all you need to do is just all you need to do is just find the y coordinate. Okay, when x equals to 1. No, sorry. Oh, yeah, correct. You already have the gradient. So now all you need to find is the y coordinate. Okay, you need to find the y coordinate. So the coordinate that you're going to find when you, lepas kamu dapat lah, where do I substitute? Saya substitute di sini ya. Okay, saya substitute di sini and I will get the coordinate -1 and 2. Okay, so this is the coordinate we're going to use. Then you use the coordinate and the gradient to form the quadratic, equation of the straight line. Remember, equation of straight line is y minus y1, astaga, sorry, equals to gradient times x minus x1. Okay, atau kalau kamu mau buat y equals to mx plus c pun boleh lah. Okay, so you put 2 equals to the gradient is -3. Okay, so -3 times -1 plus c. Terus kau boleh dapat c. Okay, c equals to -1. Dan lepas tu kau also can lah, either way lah. Okay, yang penting, whenever you want to form the equation of a straight line, you need to have 1 point and 1 gradient. Without these 2 pieces of information, you cannot form the equation of a straight line. Okay, so the only thing is ada banyak cara untuk mencari the gradient and the coordinate. Okay, so you really have to know your coordinates very well. Okay, now the x coordinate of the turning points. Now, so this is another thing that you need to remember. Turning points is when dy dx equals to 0. Okay, so ini adalah, that's why lah I said, okay, when doing maths, is of course part of it is understanding the working, but part of it is also remembering the facts. Okay, remembering the facts, like if everybody can read the words turning points, but not everybody can remember what it's supposed to mean, and that is what you're supposed to do lah. You know, you're supposed to know, okay, bila saya lihat perkataan turning point, saya mesti fikir dy dx equals to 0. You have to, otherwise there's no way you can do this. Okay, there's no way you can do this. So you find the dy dx again, kasih sama dengan kosong, okay, and then you will get the 2x coordinates lah. Okay, because what you will find, okay, what you will find is that it will become a quadratic equation. Okay, it will become a quadratic equation. The dy dx will become a quadratic equation, and you will get the 2 values of x over here. X equals to -2/3, and x equals to 2. Okay, let's continue on this question number 5. Okay, so this is a slightly tricky question. It's pretty interesting. When I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, it's a very interesting question. Okay, so diagram 3 shows a circle with a center O and a radius of 9 cm. Okay. So radius 9 cm means if I were to draw, okay, it's OA, OC, this is 9 cm. Likewise, OB is also 9 cm and OD is also 9 cm lah. And of course, OE lah. Okay, no need to mention this. Now, this is where it gets interesting. AOC is an arc of a circle with the center E. Okay, so it is, you know, kind of this one. And then given that BD is parallel to AC, and then BD is 9 cm, but they never give you AC. And the angle of AOC is 2/3 pi radian. Okay, you can leave your answer in pi, so it doesn't matter. 2/3 pi radian. Now, what is interesting here is that they give you the diagram without the straight line. But whenever we calculate, you know, whenever we use angles, it's actually angle between 2 straight lines, not this curve. Okay, curve got no angle one. Okay, so what it is saying here is that this green color angle, the whole thing here is 2/3 pi radian. Okay, and 2 over 3 pi, 2 over 3 pi is about 120 degrees lah. Never mind, 2 over 3 pi lah. Okay, so the question is, calculate the area of the segment BED, which is this one. Okay, now the segment BED, the area of the segment is a formula that is not going to be given to you. So it's either you know or you don't know lah. Okay, now let me draw just OBED. Yeah, let me draw it out. If we draw OBED, I'll get O, here B, here E, here D. And then here is what we want lah. Okay, so obviously, in this case, okay, we want to have the area of the sector, which is 1 over 2 r squared theta, minus the area of the triangle, and which is 1 over 2 AB sine C. Okay, AB sine C. The only problem now is, what is the angle? Because they give you the big angle, they didn't give you this blue color angle. Apa ba ni blue color angle? Okay. But consider this. OB, we know is 9 cm. OD is 9 cm. And BD is also 9 cm, which makes this an equilateral triangle. And all equilateral triangles, the sudut is 60 degrees or 1 over 3 pi. Okay, 1 over 3 pi radian lah. So for this formula, obviously you use 60 degrees lah. For this formula, you use 1 over 3 pi. Kasih tinggal lah jawapan kamu dalam pi. Okay. Tapi lepas itu kamu kena, kamu kena ini juga lah. Pi is 3.142. Why BD9 lah? Because the question say BD9 lor. So actually this question is easier than it looks. It's just a lot of information lah. Okay, that you have to slowly dissect. Okay, that's how you get 7.343. Okay, now the second one is slightly trickier. Okay, and I'm going to rub this all off. Okay, the second one is slightly trickier, only slightly lah. Okay, it asks you to show that the perimeter of the shaded region is very weird and long one lah. Okay, now we know that this is 9. So this is so far all we know. Okay, so far all we know is this. But we can calculate this value because here and here is 9 and 9, and we know that this is 2 over 3 pi radian, otherwise known as 120 darjah Celsius, darjah lah. Okay, let me draw the triangle again. Okay, OAC. I know that this is 9, and this is 120 degrees. Can I find this? Yes, you can. Use the cos rule. Okay, you use the cos rule to find this. Let me remind you what the cos rule is, everybody. This is the cos rule. Okay, it's given to you, so please use it. Okay, so use the cos rule to find it, and you should be able to get, oh no, I don't have the value. Okay, sorry, you should be able to get the value of 9 square root 3, 9 root 3. Yeah, macam 9 root 3. Okay, about there. Then the other problem, of course, comes with how to find. Okay, the other problem comes with how to find this and this. So weird, bahkan the values. Okay, how do you find that? Okay, so the only way that is probably the most suitable is to use the S equals to R theta formula, because you can find the arc of BD and you can find the arc of AOC, right? Because you have the two different angles. Okay, so BD will be S equals to R theta, right? So 9 times 1 over 3 pi. Okay, because the angle is 1 over 3 pi. And then AC, okay, the black color one is 9 times 2 over 3 pi. Okay, so the leftover, which is the AB plus BD, okay, sorry, AB plus CD is equals to the big one, AC, 2 over 3 pi minus 9 times 1 over 3 pi. Okay, yang besar ini tolak dengan yang merah. Kamu akan dapat yang biru loh. Yang sudah dijumlahkan untuk kamu. Kau tidak payah mencari satu persatu. But it is already added for you. Okay. So then this one plus the answer of this one, okay, should, and then of course they're going to ask you to conjugate the surd lah. Okay, you will have to give your answer in surd and also leave your answer in 3 pi. So this is a little bit of work lah. Okay, it's a little bit of work, but when you plus them together, actually if you can plus them together, it is already 3 marks lah. Tinggal beberapa langkah saja untuk mendapatkan ini. So even if you can't get the 4th mark, you can get the 3 marks. Ini, and then lepas tu kamu campur. Ini adalah markah ketiga. Okay, you can get 3 out of 4. Okay, of course this is a slightly tricky question. Okay, so be careful with this. I really highly suggest that you guys try this. It's a good question actually. It really challenges us a little bit. Okay, number 6. This is a very easy proof. Okay, tangent squared x plus 2 cos squared x minus secant squared x equals to cos 2x. What you need to see is that tangent squared x minus secant squared x is actually this one lah. Okay, it's actually sorry, I'm very confused. It's actually equals to -1. Okay, so what you will get is 2 cos squared x minus 1. Okay, this will change into 2 cos squared x minus 1. Okay, from here. Mari kita tengok ini. I wonder whether it's given. Ada? Sini. Oh, sorry. From here. Okay, so you pindah this across, then you get tangent squared x minus secant squared x, kan? Which is equals to -1. Oh, sorry. Yeah, minus secant squared x equals to -1. So 2 cos squared x minus 1 is equals to cos 2x, which is also given in the front over here. Okay, is equals to cos 2x, which is here. Okay, so it's a very easy proof. 2 marks only, really nothing to think about lah. Okay, it's given to you. But in case you don't know how to do this, okay, it still plays a very important part in the next question. Okay, so let's look at the next question. Of course, sketch the graph of 3 cos 2x minus 1. Every number here plays a very important role lah. Okay, this one is the amplitude, highest and lowest. 2 means in 360 degrees is 2 cycles. -1 means everything turun 1 step. Okay, let's draw first without the -1 lah. Okay, if it's just y equals to 3 cos 2x, 2 means 2 cycles. 1, 2. Astaga, cos pula, sorry. 1, 2. Okay, so this is 2 pi. So halfway will be pi. Halfway of the halfway will be pi over 2. And the other one will be 3 over 2 pi. Maximum is 3 and minimum is -3. Okay, but we are bringing it down 1 step. So it'll be -1. So -1 means that it will be like this lah. Okay, so this, the red color one is the one that we want. Okay, where this is 2 and this one will now be -4. But everything else remains the same. Okay, yang warna merah yang kita mau. Okay, so let me draw this a little bit nicer. Okay, so it's a little bit on the top and a more heavy at the bottom, something like this. Okay, 2 and -4. Here's pi, is 2 pi, halfway, sorry, yeah, halfway is 3 over 2 pi, and halfway is 1 over 2 pi. Okay, y and x. And then after that, they ask you to sketch a suitable straight line. Okay, and you see that this is very similar to this. Okay? Which means that actually we can substitute 3 cos 2x equals to x over pi minus 2. And 3 cos 2x happens to be something to do with this. Right? Y equals to 3 cos 2x minus 1. So 3 cos 2x is actually y plus 1 equals to x minus pi, x over pi minus 2. Okay, so you see this, everything is in play. Okay, so the A question actually, most of the times lah, okay, the A question actually dia ada kaitan dengan the B question. Okay, and so the straight line that you want to draw is y equals to x over pi minus 3. Yeah. Okay, that's the one that you need to draw. Okay, now I'm going to leave you to draw this, but I'm just telling you that there will be 4 solutions altogether lah. Okay, there will be 4 solutions altogether. The equation is y equals to x over pi minus 3. Remember how to draw the graph? Use the smallest x and the biggest x. Smallest is 0, biggest is 2 pi. Substitute, and you should be able to get the 4 solutions. Okay, of course, you need to draw the straight line. Okay, on this one. Right? Number 7. Sorry. Okay, number 7, show that this one, log m n, yeah, then somehow equals to 1 and no. How frustrating is this question? Okay. Now, I'm not going to show this to you first, but what I want you to see is that the hence question, what does this hence mean? Hence means you can use the proof without even proving it. Okay, you probably lose like 1 or 2 marks for not being able to prove it. But you can still use the proof to answer this question. You see that this is exactly the same as this. So kalau ini adalah sama dengan 1, ini pun adalah sama dengan 1. I can say that log 6 2x minus 1 equals to 1. And I can solve this. Okay, I can solve this in many ways lah. Actually, this will be satu kali pergi bentuk index. Okay, it will be 2x minus 1 equals to 6 to the power of 1. Okay, and you get x equals to 7 over 2. Okay, ini mudah ini sebenarnya. Okay, so I hope you remember this. Change to index form. Okay, log form change to index form. If you don't remember this, go and study it. It's a very good skill to learn. But how do we show? Okay, how do we show this original thing? Okay, I'm going to start with this. 1 over log mn plus 1 over log nmn. Okay, how frustrating is this? Okay, so what we can do is we can change everything to base m. Okay, base m. So this is base m. So this is the only problem now. We change it to base m. Okay, so I'm going to do this outside first. So log n mn change to base m is log m mn over log m n. Okay, I'm going to change it to base this one. Now, since this is 1 over, okay, this is 1 over, that means this one akan diterbalikkan lah. So what we will get is, the original one is this, 1 over log m m n, okay, plus this one terbalikkan, log m n over log m m n. Okay, this is a very difficult question because it's mn 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 and it's like hampir sama-sama. Okay, now there's still one thing that hasn't been changed to the same log, which is this number 1 over here. Okay, and we know that if it is base m, this one can actually be log m m over log m m n. That's log m n over log m n. So frustrating. Okay. Then, oleh sebab dia punya bawah adalah sama, maka saya boleh gabungkan apa kan? Log mm plus log mn over log mn. Saya geram sudah ni menulis ni mn banyak-banyak kali ni. This one is the first log law. It will become log mn over log mn. Wow, equals to 1. Okay, ini adalah log MAB equals to log MA plus log MB. Cuma saya terbalikkan saja. Okay, so I'm actually combining these two into this one. And since this and this is the same, it will be equals to 1. Okay, unfortunately, I'm looking at this. Yeah, this is a 2-mark proof lah. Okay, dia adalah proof yang 2 marks. Okay, which I'm finding it very difficult to pronounce it because it's M and N. Okay, if you tukar the base pergi log mn pun boleh. Also can, you will also get the same thing. Okay, yeah, it's probably shorter than this way lah. Okay, it's probably shorter than my way. But yes, any way that you can use to prove that it is equals to 1, of course, you need to make sure that you follow the log laws. It's definitely acceptable. Okay, so don't, there sometimes, especially proof questions, dia bukan hanya satu cara saja untuk menjawab. I'm just showing you one of the 4 or 5 possible ways to prove this question. Okay, there's not just one way, there's more than one way. So no matter what way you use, as long as you follow the log laws, you should be fine. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, sorry, one more question. Solve this equation, 5 to the power of 2x. Okay, I'm going to delete all this now, sorry. Okay, 5 to the power of 2x, and then 5 to the power of 2x minus 5 to the power of x plus 1 equals to 50. Okay, so what we need to do, okay, is what we need to understand is we need to understand the terbalik of the index law. Always, everybody remember, A kuasa M darab A kuasa N equals to A kuasa M darab N. But everybody forgets the terbalik way. Sorry, M plus N. Everybody forgets the terbalik way. Okay, so actually this one can be 5 to the power of x times 5 to the power of 1. Okay. A lot of people will forget this for some weird reason. Okay, and this one actually is 5 to the power of x, the whole thing squared. Okay, equals to 50. Okay, and you notice that this form 5 to the power of x ini kan dia macam x biasa. Saya boleh tulis ini sebagai, let's say lah, a squared minus 5a equals to 50. Okay, dengan andaian bahawa a adalah 5 to the power of x. And I can solve this quadratic equation. Okay, I'll get a squared minus 5a minus 50 equals to 0. Okay, saya akan dapat a equals to 1.431. Which, sorry. 5 to the power x is equals to 1.431. Sorry. Okay, saya akan dapat a sekian-sekian nilai, and then saya kasih sama dengan 5 to the power of x. Okay, then all you have to do is just log the answer. So dia agak panjang sikit, but if you can do this, you will get the answer x equals to 1.431. Ada banyak step di sini lah. I'm just telling you that there are many steps here, but the fundamental part of this is actually this. Yang pergi ke sebelah kiri. Ramai orang ingat dari kiri ke kanan, but they forget that actually you can do it the other way. Kalau kamu nampak macam ini, you should be able to split it up. Why? Because you see that 5 to the power x and 5 to the power x are things that you can factorize out. Okay, factorize out sama ada dalam quadratic equation atau dalam equation yang biasa-biasa lah. Okay, so make it a habit to see the index law the other way around. Okay, in order to get the x equals to 1.431. Okay, all right. Let's go to section B and section C. Okay, our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more questions. Okay, I'll probably answer question 8 and then we'll take a break for a little while. Okay. All right. Question 8 is the linear law question. It's the one of the questions that, you know, no compromise lah. You must be able to answer this question, and this is a very straightforward question. Paling pun, maybe you will have a little bit of a problem with the equation. Okay, but you should be able to draw the graph. Okay, I hope that you can draw the graph, okay, and without any mistakes. But if you draw the graph correctly, you should get a straight line like this with an intercept of 0.3. Okay, and in order to find the values of n and k, you of course need to convert this lah. Okay, let's take a look. Log 10y and x squared. So the equation is y equals to astaga, k over nx squared. Okay, how frustrating is this? Ada squared lepas tu squared of the squared lagi. Okay, so since we want log y, obviously you have to log lah. Okay, log y, log 10y equals to log 10k minus log 10 n x squared. Okay, and this one you can bring down to the front. So you get log 10y equals to log 10k minus x squared log 10n, where this one is the y-intercept. And negative log n is the gradient. Okay, how to calculate gradient, how to change the y-intercept, this is very easy already lah. Okay, if your y-intercept is 0.3, you should be able to get an answer between 1.95 to 2.05. Okay, the gradient is probably going to be a little bit tricky because a lot of people will forget this negative sign in front. Okay, the negative belongs to the gradient and not to the axis. Okay, so be very careful with this. So you should be able to get the value of 0.80 to 0.82. Okay, if you haven't done this question, give it a try and make sure you know, make sure you try to get the answer within this range. If you can get it, okay, ini memang 10 markah dalam tangan sudah. Okay, and I want to remind all of you, yes, it doesn't say here, kamu kena buat satu table, okay, but it is always a good practice to do a table. Okay, actually there are marks for the table. According to this scheme, ada marks untuk ini table. So it is always good practice to do a table, okay, of x squared and log 10y. Okay, please know this lah. Okay, okay, somebody asked me this question. So this, okay, this question just now is a equals to 10 and a equals to -5. No, yeah, correct. A equals to 10 and a equals to -5, which means that 5 to the power x equals to 10 and 5 to the power x equals to -5. And then you can find the value of x on here. No? So this, no? If we log 10, 5 to the power x equals to log 10, 10. X log 10, 5 equals to log 10, 10. So x equals to log 10, 5 over log 10, log 10, 10 over log 10, 5. And then the other one is the same thing, but it's log 10 -5, and there's no such thing as log 10 -5 lah. You will get a reject answer for this. Okay. Log -5. Yeah. Okay, this one will be rejected. So log 10, 10 over log 10, 5. Log 10 divided by log 5, you get 1.431. All right. Question number 9. Okay, question number 9 is also a very straightforward vector question. Sorry, AM. Okay, AM will be AO plus OM. Okay, AO is given here. OM is probably the one that you need to do a little bit lah. Or another way of doing it, sorry. Okay. You know what? Let's label everything first lah. Okay, OP is 1 over 3 OB. So OP is 1 over 3 OB, which means that OP over OB is 1 part to 3 parts. So this is 1 part. And how much is this? This is 2 parts lah. PB will be 2 parts. Okay, and likewise, AM, if AM equals to MB, this will be 1 part and 1 part. Okay, so AM will actually be half of AB. Okay, and you can find AB lah. AB will be AO plus OB. Okay, and then you yada yada yada, you can get this lah. Okay, AP. Okay, AP ada beberapa cara. You can use AO plus OP pun boleh. Since you already have B, then you can just change this lah. Okay, so AP will be AO plus OP. Probably one of the easier ways lah. Okay, OM. OM will be AO plus OM. Okay, so very, very straightforward vectors. I really don't think that if you've done enough vector questions, I really don't think that this should be a problem now. Okay, it's quite straightforward. Okay, then of course you're given the standard question now. OQ equals to HOM. Now OM you should take from here. Okay, and AQ equals to KAP, which you are taking from here. Okay, so if I write it down, okay, what I'm going to get is OQ equals to H, OM is half A plus half B. Okay, ini daripada soalan inilah. Okay, dan AQ is equals to KAP is this one. Okay, negative A plus 1 over 3 B. You can find OQ also by using AQ. Either you find OQ by using AQ or you find AQ by using OQ. The problem, okay, so usually with this question, what we want to do is want to compare two similar vectors. Tapi this problem is satu OQ, satu AQ, dia bukan similar. But we can use AQ, okay, to find another OQ. Okay, we use AQ to find another OQ by this one lah. Okay, so OQ equals to OA plus AQ. Okay, kita menggunakan ini. Okay, and then we compare. So let's give it a try lah. Okay, so OQ is equals to OA plus AQ. AQ is negative KA plus 1 over 2 KB. Okay, and OA is actually A. Okay, minus KA plus half KB. And so when you factorize the vectors, this will give you half HA plus half HB. So this A vector and this A vector you can compare because now both is OQ. Okay, and this H vector, this OQ vector, and this one you can also compare. Okay, in which you will get H equals to 1 over 2 and K equals to 3 over 4. Yeah. Okay, so this is not one of the straightforward questions. The top is a bit straightforward, but the B question usually dia adalah dua vektor yang sama yang dia suruh kamu bandingkan. Okay, usually. Cuma dia punya huruf yang dia guna adalah berlainan saja. Itu saja. But in this case, they give you two different vectors because they expect you to form either one of the vectors by using the other one. Okay, saya boleh juga membentuk AQ dengan menggunakan OQ. Dan saya bandingkan the AQ vector. Also can. Okay, so again, more than one way to answer this question. And either way, you will still be able to get H equals to half and K equals to 3 over 4. Okay, so yeah, take a look at these questions. Good question. Quite a good question. All right, number 10. Diagram 5 shows the curve x equals to y squared plus 5. Okay, notice that the x is on the left. The tangent touches the curve at 0.61. Okay, again, we see the words tangent, tangent dy dx lah. Okay, now equation of the normal at A. Okay, so the normal will tell you the normal will be M1, M2 equals to -1. Atau kalau dalam case ini, saya selalu tulis the gradient of the tangent times the gradient of the normal equals to -1. So kamu mau cari equation of the normal, so kamu kena cari gradient of the normal. But in order to find the gradient of the normal, we need to find the gradient of the tangent. So how do you find the gradient of tangent? You use dy dx. But the problem is our equation is x. So we have to change it to y. So banyak benda yang kita kena buat ni. Okay, so the first step is x equals to y squared plus 5. Saya tukar, saya akan dapat y equals to square root x minus 5. Otherwise known as x minus 5 to the power of half. Okay, then I dy dx this lah. Okay, dy dx. When I dy dx this, I will get half x minus 5 to the power of -half. Okay, and gradient of tangent is when the gradient of tangent we find using the x coordinate. Okay, so you substitute x equals to 6 into this. Okay, you will get m tangent. Okay, the tangent, okay, is -1/2. Sorry, +1/2. Yeah, +1/2. Okay, then you use this one, you will get the gradient of the normal equals to -2. And then you have the gradient, you have the point, find the equation of the straight line. So this one is a little bit more complicated because it's a 4-mark question. Okay, usually 4-mark question is a little bit more complicated. But it always starts with the same thing, dy dx, always dy dx, always and forever dy dx. Okay, so be careful with this. Okay, area of the shaded region. Okay, area of the shaded region. I wouldn't say that there's anything very special about this, but there's probably a reason why they give us this instead of y sama dengan lah. Okay, and it is most likely what we want to do is this. Okay, this whole thing is a trapezium minus the curve punya di bawah sini. Then you get the area of the shaded region. So it is integration of from 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Okay, 0 to 1, sini 1 makan, of y squared x squared, x dy, sorry, not x squared, apa ini x squared? Sorry, x dy. So kita guna y coordinates. Okay, minus the area of trapezium. Okay, minus the area of the trapezium, which is in red color lah. Okay, so area of trapezium, remember, is 1/2 a plus b times height. Okay, I'm not going to show this to you lah, but when you calculate this, if you calculate this correctly, you should be able to get the area of 1/3. Okay. Now, volume. One thing that I have seemed to notice, especially in recent years, okay, is that the volume question, okay, sometimes it will be different. It doesn't use the shaded region, you know. So sometimes we think that when we see the shaded region, they want us to kisarkan the shaded region, but actually no. If you read the question, okay, it says the volume of revolution when the region bounded by the curve and the straight line x equals to 6. X equals to 6 is a vertical line. Okay, di mana x equals to 6 is here. And the curve and the straight line x equals to 6. That means ini, this thing yang kita mau kisarkan, pada y-axis. Pada x-axis. Okay, pada x-axis. So if it is pada x-axis, okay, the keyword is about the x-axis lah. If it is x-axis, then the volume must be integration from somewhere to somewhere of y squared dx, pi di luar. Okay, y yang kita kena square. Okay, dx. So the problem now is, of course, finding the two coordinates lah. This coordinate x, we know this is 6. But what is this coordinate? Okay, we can find this very easily lah. Y sama dengan kosong. Okay, bila kita substitute, when y equals to 0, x equals to 5. So here is 5. So you're integrating from 5 to 6 of y squared dx, which is integration of 5 to 6 of x minus 5 saja sebenarnya, because y squared sudah diberi. So all you have to do is just pindah the 5 across, you get x minus 5. This is a very easy integration. Okay, you should not be getting this wrong, but your answer will be 0.5 pi units cube. So when you look at the working, actually the working is very simple. It's a very simple working. Okay, tiada banyak pun. Paling-paling pun integration saja. Tapi tengok bah integration ni apa yang susah sangat. Nothing difficult about this integration. What is difficult is understanding the question actually. Okay, and that comes with a lot of reading lah. Okay, you read, slowly understand what it means to be bounded by the curve and the straight line. Okay, dibatasi oleh lengkung. It's not the shaded region. Kalau shaded region, dia akan tulis shaded region. Okay, so it will say the volume of revolution when the shaded region, but it is not the shaded region. It is the region bounded by the curve and the straight line that is revolved. So that we need to understand. And I noticed that in recent years, they seem to be doing this question. Dia bagi satu soalan pasal shaded region, and then the next soalan, nothing about the shaded region. Dia bukan suruh kamu kisarkan pada shaded region. So be very careful. Okay, don't assume that everything is shaded region, because it's not always like that. Okay. All right. Question number 11. Wow. Going very fast. 3 more questions. Okay. In a questionnaire at a factory in Batu Berendam is a place in Melaka. So it was found that 3 out of the 5 employees were vaccinated. So this is the probability. Probably P. Okay, P equals to 3 over 5. Immediately you know Q is 2 over 5. Okay, so the anti-vaxxers are 2 over 5. So sad. Now, if 12 of the employees are randomly selected, you know that this is N. Okay, this is a probability distribution question. It doesn't say normal, so we are going to assume that it's Bernoulli, binomial. Okay, binomial distribution. Calculate the probability that at least 10. Okay, at least 10. Kalau maximum adalah 12, so you want to calculate the probability of 10 plus the probability of 11 plus the probability of 12. Okay, this is a very straightforward question. If you don't remember the formula, look to the front. The formula should be there. Okay, ini satu-satunya formula yang ada diberi untuk kamu ini. Should be lah. Should be. There we are. Here. Sorry, this one. This is the formula. P plus Q equals to 1, you should know lah. Okay, kalau the total probability is equals to 1. Okay, for one event lah. Okay, tapi ini adalah P equals to X sama dengan R. Okay, so this is the formula. NCR, yada. So please, you don't have to remember that formula. Like you have to remember other formulas, but that one is given to you. So it's a bonus. Okay, so when you calculate everything, you get 10, you get 11, you get 12. Add them all together, you get 0.08344. Okay, you should be able to get that value. Astaga, what am I doing? Sorry. Okay, 0.08344. All right, next one. Schools trial examination. 150 students sit for the additional mathematics subject. Normal distribution, okay, it says here. With a mean of 48, this is mu, and the standard deviation of 16, which is sigma. Find the percentage of students. When you find a percentage, you need to find the probability first lah. Okay, so the probability of the passing mark is 40. So that means you want to find the probability that X is more than 40, more or equals to 40. If you're using the method that I teach you, so you don't forget lah. Okay, so this is X equals to 40, change it to Z. Okay, Z is 40 minus this one. And then after that, the probability, okay, tentukan di mana kamu mau lorek is probably going to be here, okay, negative 0.5. Your Z, you will get negative 0.5 lah. So more means here, that means jawapan kamu adalah 1 tolak, sorry, the probability, this is the graph pula kan, more or less. So graph is 1 minus whatever the value you get from the table. Okay, so you should be able to get this one and then change it to percentage. How do you change probability to percentage? Just multiply 100. Okay, probability change to percentage. Taruh 100 saja. Okay, answer is 0.6915 lah, so it becomes 69.15%. Okay. Next one is if 4% of the students, so this one is the terbalik of this entire process. 4% means the probability is 0.04. Okay, divide by 100. So now we are giving you the probability of 0.04. Okay, 0.04. Pass the trial examination with grade A+. Okay, that means also more. Okay, find the minimum mark to obtain this one. And if you, of course, if you remember this, okay, kalau dia more, okay, we know that the answer for the Z value will be a positive value lah. Okay, so it will be somewhere here. Because ini adalah kurang daripada 0.5 dan dia adalah more. Okay, kehendaknya adalah more lah. Okay, so the Z will be a positive value. Apparently, according to this, astaga, what am I doing? The Z is 1.751. Okay, you convert the 1.751 back, you will get X equals to 76.02. Wah, bestnya kalau markah A plus ada 76. Ramai sudah dapat A plus kalau begitu kan. But unfortunately, that's not the case. A plus is 90 and above. Okay. So again, a very straightforward probability distribution question. I really see no issue with this question. If you have done enough practice, I think this should be an easy question for you. Okay, last two questions. Okay, and then we'll call it a night. So P, Q, R, and S are 4 points on level ground with Q, due east of P. Okay. Given that PR is 55, everything is given over there. RPQ is 50, PQR is 48. Calculate the value of PQ. Okay, calculate the value of PQ. I think it's quite easy. Okay, use sine rule. Of course, you need to find this angle first lah. Okay, and then after you find this angle, which is 82 degrees, okay, you use the sine rule to find this, you get 73.29. Okay, quite this one lah. Okay, then what is this? Okay, then RPS adalah sudut ini. When you have three, kalau kamu sudah diberi 3, ini memang satu saja formula lah. You use the cos rule. Okay, so to answer this, you use the cos rule, okay, to find the angle of RPS. This is quite an easy question lah. Okay, area of triangle of PQR. This one is half AB sine C. You can use, well, you should use this lah. You should use 55 and then whatever this value is 73.29 and then sine 50. Sebab kamu ada 3 ini. Kau tidak perlulah cari ini for what? Tak payah. Okay, so this is this. I think it's quite easy lah. Okay, very straightforward use of the 3 formulas. Okay, but the question B is the interesting one. Okay, and I found it interesting because it is a little bit different than normal. Okay, it's a little bit different, only a little bit, so don't worry. Hold on, now let me rub this off first. Ini kan kalau banyak betul yang saya tulis. Astaga, okay, 73.29. Okay, so it says here, the man walks along PQ from P until he reaches a point X, which is equidistant from P and R. So, you know, if this is an ambiguous case, usually I would say, oh, sinilah, then, you know, sinilah dia punya garis, dan sini yang equilateral. Sorry, yang isosceles. Okay, tetapi in this case, it says that he is the same distance from P and from R, which means that wherever the Q point here is, it is this and this yang sama. And that's the thing that makes this very different. It's a very interesting question because the isosceles part, the isosceles part is different already. And biasanya is on these two sides ni. Tapi now it is these two. It's because of this one. Okay, equidistant. Sama distance ke R, sama distance ke P. And this changes a lot of things. Okay, calculate the distance of PX. Okay, where's X? Sorry, hold on. Oh, this is point X. Sorry. So calculate this distance. Okay, very, very interesting question. Okay, but actually the answer is very simple. Use the sine rule. Yeah, use the sine rule, you can use this. Okay, because you have 55. And you know that this is 50, so here is also 50. So you know that here is 80. You can use the sine rule already. Okay, so use the sine rule. And then you get Px equals to 42.78. I am highlighting this question because it is so different than what we are used to. Biasanya kan kalau ambiguous case, bahkan like I said just now lah, okay, ambiguous case will be this and this yang sama. And usually it is sama. Jarang ada yang sama di bawah sini ni. Usually it's this and this. Then after that, oh okay, find the new this one. But totally different. Okay, it's very totally different. So this is a good question to try. Okay, just for the practice of it. Okay, but otherwise, question A is very easy. If you've done enough sine, cos, and sine, cos rule, and also area of triangle, 7 markah dalam tangan dengan sangat mudah. Okay. Again, just to remind you, everybody, only your final answer should be 2 or 3 decimal places. Okay, yang sebelum-sebelumnya jangan bundarkan terlalu awal. Otherwise, kamu punya jawapan akan lari sangat jauh. Okay, things like circle, things like solution of triangles, all these kind of questions always bundarkan only at the last. Yang sebelum-sebelumnya kamu tulislah 4 tempat perpuluhan. Okay, tulis 4, hanya yang last saja kamu bundarkan pergi 2 tempat perpuluhan. Okay, it's good practice. All right, last question. Oh, this question is too easy. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's good that we do an easy question today lah kan. So kalau susah ni mesti habis ni. Okay, company selling 3 types of goods, PQR. When you do this one, it's very basic. Okay, base here is 2000, then this one is 2005. So you calculate the values of X, Y, and Z. Kamu gantikan dengan betul, pindah dengan betul, you should be able to get these 3 answers lah. 120, 48, and 75. Okay, given the goods P, Q, and R are sold in the ratio of 3H and 5. So 3H and 5, ini adalah dia punya weightage. Okay, dan kalau kamu banyak sudah menjawab soalan index number, you kind of know that this is index gubahan lah, composite index. Dia bagi composite index adalah 136, pindah, you get H equals to 2. Okay, this is very easy to mark lah. The last one also is quite easy lah. Total collection in the year 2005, if the amount collected in the year 2000 is 16,000. Okay, just use the original formula again lah. Okay, so it'll be X over 16,000 times 100 equals to 136. Use the index gubahan. Okay, then you get X equals to 21760. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. Okay, given the price index of P in the year 2006 based in 2005 is 110, calculate 2006 based on 2000. So this is chain rule. Okay, you have 2006 over 2000. Ini yang kita mau lah. So we need to have 2006, equals to over 2005 times 2005 over 2000. Okay, tapi kalau kita perhatikan di sini, 2005 over 2000 for P is 96. Okay, yeah, it's 96. Oh, there's something wrong with this question. Interesting. Okay, wait. So this will be 110 times 2005 over 2000. 120. Okay, so 120 times 110 divided by 100. Okay, yeah, so I get 132. Okay, yeah, nampaknya saya sangat tua. So yeah, this is very easy. Nothing really much to this. And it's only a 2-mark question. And that's it. That's it for the Melaka paper. I won't be doing the other 2 questions because we don't really cover those 2. But just to let you all know that in future classes, online classes lah, besar mungkin saya akan fokus untuk menjawab kertas-kertas yang tiada lah, atau soalan-soalan yang sukar, okay, di dalam lisan. So if you have any request, like, sir, can you please teach how to, jawab this soalan, bagi tahu lah, okay, bagi tahu dan saya akan jawab di dalam online class yang seterusnya. Okay.